Hello and welcome to another episode of the MTG Arena Run. Today we're going to take one more look at the Brazen Coalition deck. We're going to give it another shot. We are going to make a few additional changes based on what we learned. So this is going to be pretty much the last time I'm going to give this one a try. Next time around, things might probably be a bit different, at least for black-red. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of the changes we're going to make. So this is where we last left off. Most of the changes we're gonna make are pretty much on the sideboard side. So first, the expertise is gonna go. Fiery Cannonade's gonna go. Actually, hold on a sec. Actually, no, my bad. It's just. Nope, the expertise actually stays. So let's search for her. So what I did was I took the duress is gonna go though. So instead of duress, which only answers cards which will only answer cards in hand, didn't really do us very well when our opponent actually hit their Lyra. Also, it doesn't answer creatures as well. So we're going to go for Doomfall instead. It's a bit more expensive, but then again, it's at the cost where we actually want to cast it. 3 mana, so it will allow us to. It's basically coming in specifically for the control matchup. This, and if our opponent is creature-based control and licensed disintegration, then we're actually gonna add one more Kite Sail freebooter, because that one actually worked very well in the control matchup as well. So one more uncommon. I'm pretty happy with the main deck as it is. Yeah. So let's see, given those changes, my experience is that at least in free play we have a decent shot in the early game, but we just have to be able to transform straight to anti-control. So Scrap Heap Scrounger gives us more time against that. We've managed to test it out a bit so far. So this is pretty much the lineup we're going. It's specifically tailored towards control that runs few creatures. So yeah, be more precise, few creatures that have more toughness than 3. Now that I think of it, there is another tool we can add. Basically, Fight with Fire. We could use this instead of Unlicensed Disintegration, because at least this, if our opponent were say to side out the removal, this one can actually hit our opponent. Something to consider. Might actually be better than additional abrades. In fact, from the looks of it, I don't think I'm gonna be running abrade that much. Famous last words. I might also drop the Sorcerer's Spyglass. So I'm going to drop down to 1 abrade and just put 2 copies here. So this is going to be my adjusted sideboard. I'm not going to adjust anything in the main board, at least not quite yet, not without breaking the bank. So this is version 2.7, and we're going to take it out for a spin. Last spin on competitive constructed. The last one was, I would say it's really bad, but it's also really bad because a lot of the decisions were my fault. In hindsight, a lot of the things I could have done, I could have waited for my opponent to act first. Like instead of going for the win, I'll describe it later. Let's but basically it's more of a post-mortem of my own plays rather than just the deck. Sure, the deck had a few holes I could fill in, but it's also the mindset I had of me playing as well. It's a case where even when you're playing aggro, where you want to get the opponent down as fast as possible, you still have to keep your head cool. You have to play to the worst case scenario. So speaking of worst case scenario, this is a really bad case. Sure, we have our colors already. But I don't really think I'm going to be playing Shock early, and just to play Forerunner, it will lock us out of these 2 Darfleet Neckbreakers for additional turns. So this is an auto mulligan. Okay, our opponent mulliganed also. This is better. We can Kite Sail Freebooter early and Forerunner into something juicy. So Swamp. Let's keep that to the bottom. I don't think I'm gonna tutor for Darfleet Neckbreaker that early. I basically kind of want more action. We have to remember that our only 4 drops are the 2 Neckbreakers. Our only 5 drop is Angrath. Our best cards are basically 1 and 2 drops. So I'm hoping to see something white-blue because that means Kites. Okay, not quite, but we will still be able to nuke something with Kite Sail Freebooter. So we're gonna try to strip our opponent's removal, like say Fatal Push. We will have removal for Glintleaf Siphoner, but not Nicol Bolas. Arguel's Bloodfast is acceptable, so we'll take out the Fatal Push. So he's gonna play the Bloodfast. So I'm gonna play Arch. I'm gonna so let's consider. I could play Forerunner first, then get a Pirate for Daring Buccaneer next turn. It also starts a train considering, unless this is actual removal. So let's actually go for it. So that means I would want something that can take that out or provide enough power. Poisoner is probably okay in this case. So basically it's a threat looming on board, so basically we will get past Nicol Bolas for at least a turn or so. Opponent's definitely going to play Dragon Skull Summit, and there's no reason not to. It's really a question what his next turn is going to be. He's incentivized to play Glintleaf Siphoner. We can just abrade it. And okay, he's doing that. So okay, first we're gonna play the Daring Buccaneer. Reveal the card that he already knows is there. Nuke our opponent a bit. Let's hope our opponent doesn't have any must-kill artifacts. Though at this rate, I feel like I'm going to be chucking the Lightning Strike anyway. Interesting note is, if our opponent has another land, we will be chucking the Darfleet Poisoner. Or we could chuck Lightning Strike. Let's see. Now this is an interesting question. Say I chuck the Lightning Strike. He knows the trick is on board, so all I need to do is just hold on to it. Okay. So I'm going to go into combat. I'm going to attack with the entire team. So if he blocks, he's going to lose. He will get Fatal Push back, which is okay. So we get to ding him for 1. We get to make this guy Death Touch. And let's just play the land. So we now have 6 power. Our opponent, yeah, he will be able to take out Poisoner or Buccaneer. Yeah, he's gonna take out the Poisoner, why not? But now we're in a position where, well, it's a good thing we did play that land. But now we need to have more gas. Well, I've got nothing better to do, so I might as well try to ding his life total slowly. So now that we know the nature of our opponent's deck, yuck, Scarab God. So let's see if we can get Vraska's Contempt. Nope, another land. This is bad. Probably should okay, if I were to swing with these guys now, I can get him down to 5. He's gonna block the obvious. So this is the part where he can actually even sacrifice a creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, not quite Planeswalker mode yet. So we need to draw a lightning strike at this point. Well, he can. Well, not quite. He can actually still sacrifice to say the Scarab God, gain himself some life back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to attack with just 1 because I have to block Scarab God, but I don't think it matters at this point. Yeah. Let's concede at this one. Then now we know that all our opponent's creatures are big. We're gonna make see if our sideboard plan works. So Shocks have to go. Abrades have to go. Doomfalls come in. It's either Unlicensed Disintegration comes in. I can sub the Rigging Runners with Scrap Heap Scroungers. Probably another Unlicensed Disintegration for the other Rigging Runner. Drop the Fathom Fleet Captain and a Darfleet Neckbreaker for Karizev's Expertise, because we know, and the only reason I'm putting Karizev's Expertise here is because we know our opponent has a penchant of playing their threats on time. So they will play the 4-drop on 4, they'll play the 5-drop on 5. They might not be running as much counter spells as they should. In theory, I could drop another creature to up the. I'm gonna up the Kitesail freebooters. Let's drop. Definitely want the creatures that create token. So I'm gonna just drop maybe a Darfleet Daredevil. Poisoner acts as removal, so I'm gonna actually just drop the Daredevil. So we're gonna go with that one. So we're gonna see how well this goes. At least we are on the play this time, and okay, still got our Daring Buccaneers, so we can have a turn 1 into a turn 1, and we can turn 3 either Doomfall or Forerunner as needed. So we're gonna keep this hand. Hopefully we could draw another land in the interim, so we could get Darfleet Neckbreaker online. The one thing I really need to address is the mana base here. It's just that it has to be really fast. So it's pretty much all basics at this point. I never got the Dragon Skull Summits I wanted. Well, we're gonna go for it. So we're gonna reveal the Forerunner because it's more likely to come down first. Also, Darfleet is this card's gonna be more of a surprise trick because it's instant +2 power, so we really need to hide that. So no reason to. So we're gonna use, in this case, we're going to use Doomfall as a removal spell. And this actually answers Scarab God pretty well, if it's the only creature out there. So it's got this Drawn Catacomb, it's got Gifted Aetherborn. Okay, change of plans, I might have to do it now. This is a good opportunity to Forerunner at least. He put these in because he knew of the early game. When I sideboard the last stuff out. Can keep the pressure on a little bit. We already have more lands than we need, so we're definitely playing Forerunner next turn. Either hub. Okay, he's holding back, which is just fine. Okay, let's tap the Arch because I don't need the mana. Let's see if he counters this. Probably has a slew of disallows at this point. Nope, he didn't counter it, but he probably has removal. So we're gonna take action, search for... Can actually just get carry Zev. It's a shame the monkey is not a pirate. It really should be. Okay, so I'm gonna lose one creature. Yep. Interesting choice for removal. Well, it's actually a good choice for removal spell. It's basically a monocolored yuck. Hold on. So now while he's tapped out, I can carry Zev's expertise, and I'm gonna hold it back. I'm gonna force the trade first, and before I get a copyright takedown for my ringtone, I'm gonna kill my phone. Oh, it's a bit of a stretch. I'll be back. Not going so well, so I'm going to discard the card that he knows. Actually, let's see. I only get an extra 4 damage out of this. Okay. This one I get to play carry Zev. Might start holding back though, so... I'm going to discard the... I'm going to discard the expertise. So I'm going to play Metallic Mimic first. Naming Pirate. Then I'm going to play Carry Zev, which is a pirate. I'm going to swing with the Neckbreaker because it's still 5-2. Opponent's incentivized to block that just fine. It's only the only scary thing is, does our opponent have turn 5 Scarab God? He did have turn 5 Scarab God. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 9 permanents only, so the monkey's gonna get blocked. It's really just a monkey. Come on, would it hurt to make it a pirate monkey? Wasted opportunity. Anyway, so this is pretty much our only out until we can find a way to remove it. Unlicensed Disintegration will buy us a turn. Token should be gone. This is probably a glitch. So no blocks. Yeah, so we're experiencing a graphical glitch right now. The monkey should be dead. Exiled or stone away. Okay. Okay, he's playing something. So there's also... Oh, okay, so he timed it that way. So I'm still gonna send carry Zev. So it should... Okay, everyone, take a video. So we're gonna go through this graphical glitch for a while. This monkey, ignore the monkey in the middle, I suppose. So we're currently in a losing situation unless we can find removal for at least one of these two, preferably both. And nope, opponent managed to Gear Hulk in time. So definitely not blocking with that. I can still hit with carry Zev. And we can... Okay, I'm going to have to Okay, so stand by. I'm going to have to kill this process because it's kind of glitched out. I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't actually pause it, so I'm still restarting right now, so hold on a second. It's okay, loaded up. Let's see. Okay, it's resuming from where it's continued. Okay. And yep, it played through all that really fast. And we gotta play the freebooter immediately while we got a chance. It'll take out something that we don't want to take out. Yuck. We're definitely not going to win this game, that's for sure. So I'm just going to take Liliana out of spite. Hit carry Zev. I hope it doesn't glitch again because of the monkey. But yeah, this was a weird... So, based on this one, the better play would have been to really just hold on to the Doomfall. Had we been able to answer Scarab God, it would have been really perfect. So, I'm gonna just say good game. And concede here. So, first run was not so great, but this was a really pimped out blue-black control deck. Again, we kind of had the right idea. I just played it poorly. I still haven't gotten it across my thick skull that... Let's see. Competitive constructed. Okay, so we got to at least win one game. So in order to say we did better than the last time. Not so sure if we stand a chance or not. Again, it's the nature of quick aggro decks. You win quickly or you lose quickly. So at least here we have a chance for a quick win. We got aggro, sort of aggro, even more aggro, and we got both colors. So we got enough early plays to keep the ball rolling. So I guess you can say that I wouldn't say that the deck is technically bad. It has a good foundational idea. It just probably implementation. Though personally I think that the implementation is eventually gonna steer away from tribal. There are other ways to do it, so that's probably one things we have to consider. So I'm gonna play Metallic Mimic, naming Pirate, and he's gonna see the writing on the wall, I suppose. So okay. So our opponent's now incentivized to start answering our creatures, especially the Mimic. Fatal, which I'm not surprised. I'm expecting to see a Fatal push sometime about now. If our opponent tries to respond with a creature, we have outs. And we have to remember that Darkfleet Poisoner... Actually, that's one issue... That's one slight issue where you have to remember which cards you've revealed, and if you happen to have duplicates or like you draw another one later, I don't know how the game handles it from the other side. I guess this is one way where if you're playing against a friend who's also... then you can talk to each other about it. So far, there is no friend system here yet. This is a Shapeshifter Pirate. Okay. So I can actually swing with both, then use the Darkfleet Poisoner to pump it a bit. So he's gonna block. He's gonna block. He has to. So we're gonna get. So we're gonna get more gas on the board. And at least even with 2 mana, we're still able to run through our threats. And if you can hear that in the background, my chihuahuas are fighting because they're both male. Go figure. Opponent's eyeing our metallic mimic badly. Yep, moment of craving. But that's okay. So we get to hit for another 5. We probably will start drop. Okay, so Fathom Fleet Captain is next. So basically we're trying to build up our board. Worst case scenario, we never get to... This is the only thing that will start building up our board. I'm starting to think that our sideboard plan a while ago might not have been so great. I think Unlicensed Disintegration might be a bit overrated for the purpose of this deck. Okay. No Fatal Push. So our opponent's trying to decide what to do. What to do. Our opponent has to play something, and so far, it's... From all indications, this is a Vampire Team deck. Could just be white-black life gain, but so far he's been playing life loss. No, there is some life gain. This could easily be a white-black life gain deck, though he doesn't have any of the early payoffs just yet. Okay, that's gonna be an issue. So I'm gonna... I have no way of saving it. Wait, actually I do have a way of saving it. Let's see. Let's see how he handles blocks. So he has to double block. If he triple blocks, I'm just gonna pump with Darfleet. If he double blocks, it's actually just the same. I can't save it either way. So let's just Starfleet Poisoner, a different pirate. So now we got... So technically we just need to get 5 damage through. Realistically we're getting 4. Let's see where our opponent drops. We're really way behind in mana at this point, so we better hope that these 2 cards can... That these 2 and whatever we have on board can seal the deal. At least Starfleet Poisoners can seal whatever our opponent has. So we have to assume our opponent's at 9. Let's assume that he's going to actually use this to block. He could use it all for if near dead lands. That's perfectly fine. So he's actually skipping through as if he had some sort of combat trick. Nope, Legion Lieutenant makes it a 2/2. He's gonna play something else. So at least we know we have a target for shock. Okay, so we have a target for lightning strike. Okay, unfortunately we can't shock. But what we can do is we can swing with the entire team, mess up his combat math. So we're gonna see how he offers trades. So he's gonna trade with that. So these 2 will trade if I kill this guy, and he will take 3. So let's do just that. If he has a 1 mana pump spell, I would really be impressed. So as it is, we managed to trade our board. So he's down to 6. I can get him down to 3. I need 1 more mana for Vraska's Contempt to clear the board out a bit. Otherwise, I can Forerunner into something else. Rigging Runner, I suppose, or Kitesail Freebooter to At least start stringing stuff in the air. Definitely not the net breaker. I won't have the mana to cast it. Or actually even just something cheap. Okay, cast out. He's okay, got no choice. He had to play that. That's okay. Got our mana though. So I'm going to Forerunner into something. Okay, I'm gonna tutor something up. Probably Daring no, not Daring Buccaneer. Rigging Runner. No. Carries. Wait. View battlefield. He's got Moment of Craving. Call to the Feast. Okay. We could cast this in Moment of Craving something. So let's view the browser. Actually, I think Karizev might be the more reliable threat. So I'm going to end the top there. Now, a possible reason for the graphical glitch is because could be G-Force, I guess. Let's see what big threat our opponent has to drop. At least we can contempt it. Dusk Legion Zealot's not a big threat, so I'm gonna let that resolve. So the card he draws might be a big threat. He would have to play it now. Let's see what it is. So with this deck, most of his removals enchantment based. I haven't seen much to decide whether this is stock deck or not. Okay, not quite stock, but he has to play Marvin Fane. So combat, attack, block, kill Marvin Fane. Because I know how powerful that guy is. So get him down to 4. Swing with the Forerunner. He's gonna chump block. Just fine. So he probably should be using If Near Deadlands to get rid of one of my cards. Well, it depends on what his last card is. Yeah, but he's considering it already. He's gonna If Near sacrifice Shafet. Oh no, Champion at Dusk. So he draws himself a card. And I win myself a game. Okay, he concedes at this point, so okay, so we know our opponent is Vampire Tribal. Karizev's expertise will be annoying. Scrap Heap Scrounger is going to be annoying as well. So let's take a look at how we got this down. Vraska's Contempt helped us at that time. We have to remember he does have 4 power creatures. So Abrades are going to go. Going to put in a pair of Karizev's expertise because we might be able to steal wins that way. Keep the Rigging Runner. Probably drop 1 Darfleet Neckbreaker. Drop Angrat. Actually, no, let's keep Angrat. No, let's drop Angrat. We're gonna go for the Scrap Heap Scrounger route. And maybe I'm gonna drop the Fathom Fleet Captain. So this is our opponent's probably gonna have some cheaper removal in, so that's why I put the Scrap Heap Scroungers in. It's starting to look like Unlicensed Disintegration is not gonna carry its weight. And we actually did quite well on 2 lands for quite a while. So, okay, Dream Hand, Buccaneer, Mimic, Forerunner, or Kitesail Freebooter. So we're gonna keep this hand. Also because we have both colors as well. Opponent is probably gonna start leading out with early plays. Yep. Saw that coming a mile away. So definitely gonna go Daring Buccaneer into. I'm gonna reveal the Kitesail Freebooter. That might incentivize our opponent to start using his not his instants or sorceries right out the bat, prevent them from being taken. The thing is, I can wait a bit on that. Now, if he Moment of Cravings this one, I'm just gonna drop Metallic Mimic, and that's that. So we have enough lands to drop all our things. Opponent's still kind of deciding what to do with his mana. So he is going into the more creatures plan. I'm going to take the damage because I am planning to drop Rigging Runner. So he's going to accept the trade here. That's quite easy. I could play Metallic Mimic first, but no, that's a bit of a risk. Also having a 2/2 first strike. Also having a first striker against these guys. Even if he drops Legion Lieutenant, I can still block these guys for a while. Should give me some time with the Mimic, the Freebooter, Forerunner, into maybe another Rigging Runner. Should give me some time. Or it will eat a removal spell. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, there's the Moment of Craving. So we might have to take our plants into a bit of overdrive. Let's see what we draw next. Opponent's gone into the mono aggro plan. I really wish I still kept the what do you call this? Fiery Cannonade. So I'm gonna take 5, maybe a little more. We'll see. So next turn is free. If I have to contempt something, I will contempt it. So he's definitely got more remove. No, not quite. There's no evidence he has more removal just yet. Okay, he's just drawing into the usual stuff. No, it's kind of empty. I might have to play Forerunner just to trade with something. Okay, so this is the point where we didn't want to be drawing lands. So what I could actually do is just play this. So we have options. I can just grab another Rigging Runner, be on the safe side. I actually no. I'm gonna grab the Darfleet Daredevil because our opponent. This will help us gain some life back. So we'll take 4. We can knock him down a peg or 2. We can knock him down a little bit. So next turn, next turn we're gonna Freebooter. We're going to play Darfleet. No, we can't do that unless he has a Fatal Push. We're gonna have to Darfleet Daredevil, take out the Aspirant. Aspirant. These guys are aspiring to be something. They're not breeding out heavily. Cast out. That's okay. So we're gonna really take 5 as planned. So okay, we have to Darfleet Daredevil, gain some life back. If he has another land, he can, if near dead lands, take out the last one. So now we're pretty... He could do that and it's gonna be just fine actually, because I can still drop another blocker at least. Yeah, I think he's going for it. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. So depending what he drops. No, he tapped these, so Call to the Feast. No, it's another cast out. So we're gonna take 3. Okay, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I have to play the freebooter now. Just something to block the aspirant with. Next turn, if he drops something big, I can just contempt that one. Well, alternatively, he can just use if near deadlands to kill the freebooter. That's also perfectly fine too. So far, I'm kind of backpedaling on this one. I'm probably gonna still keep the same opening hand. No, not same opening hand. I'm probably gonna keep the same sideboard configuration in the next game. But it's gonna be quite close. Our opponent has a lot of early game threats. Scrap Heap Scroungers are... well, they might work better for us now that we're on the attack. So Neckbreaker was a good choice to take. It did help us leverage our opponent's removal. Again, if there's one thing that Black-Red is very weak to, it's enchantments. Okay, so that one's predicted. We're gonna go down to 1. We can go back up to 3 if we have to. We can't do that on this. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It sucks, but I have to do it. So it opens the way up for our opponent, but who's been kind of gassing up a bit. I would be happy if he sacrificed this just to try to go for the throat. He's actually considering it. Okay, maybe not quite. But now we're going to be facing off against a 3-3 next turn unless we can remove it. Yuck, we are in trouble. Okay, so I'm going to end the turn there. Let's see what our opponent does. But yeah, we're probably going to lose this one. I sincerely doubt we're just going to be able to trade this off easily. Well, if we end up just sacking this for the land, I'm still kind of happy at least. Okay. So... one thing I could actually do is I can actually just sideboard one of my lands out. Okay. So... I can hear the disco music. I'm just staying alive right now. Yep, even with another Radiant Destiny, these guys are just gonna trade. So it's gonna. If he attacks with this one, of course I'm going to block. So he didn't. Let's see, what are his removal spells? He only has Moment of Craving. Wait. Okay, go into combat. I can attack. I can swing with this guy. Let's check. You may cast that card if that card... so there's no until end of... oh wait, there is a this turn limitation, so I have to at least cast this now, get some life back. I still have to block with Darkfleet Daredevil. A few turns earlier, this would have been really great before he got the double Radiant Destiny. It's definitely going to attack because I definitely have to block. So I need to have a definitive way of dealing with this, or this and the next creature. Legion Lieutenant, Yaks 4/4. These guys are 4/4s. It's... well, let's see. Nope, this is gonna do it. He's got way too much of a life cushion. He'll just take the hit. So we survived this far, but we need to... So we need to put on some of our other stuff back. So I'm actually gonna side out one Cinder Barons, put in an Abrade. Actually, I'm gonna... Since most of his creatures are starting to get a little bigger, I'm gonna side one Shock out for another Abrade. What did I side in? I sided in Scrap Heap Scroungers as additional creatures. Okay, Karizev's expertise is not gonna cut it this time, so I'm gonna side these out for more shocks. Actually, shocks, yeah, basically lots of removal. I need to kind of start answering his creatures one for one. Creature card draw would really be great here. So, kind of pushing things a little bit. So at least we get to go first. Got a decent sized hand. I can at least carry Zev. I don't have the black mana for Vraska's Contempt. Thankfully, everything else is red. I might actually just even play Rigging Runner first. A lot of his early creatures are 1 mana anyway, so... Yeah, a little less value here, but it's about starting to chip at our opponent's life total. Okay, still no black mana. So we're gonna start chipping our opponent slowly. Whenever he gets to 2 creatures, I will just Lightning Strike. Okay, Dusk Legion Cell, that's gonna help us a little bit. Yeah, we can attack safely. Yuck, still no red mana. So let's see if he's willing to trade with the monkey. So it's gonna take 4 if he doesn't. So okay, we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna hold up Lightning Strike. Really wish I can get black mana soon. Maybe siding out the Cinder Barons might have been a mistake. Who knows? Vraska's Contempt is a bit expensive, but he did have a few early expensive creatures. Sure, that's fine. Because the nice thing is, if he triple blocks, I can just Lightning Strike one of them. So 5. Let's get 4 mana out. Let's see how he does things. Eventually, I'm still not a big fan of the token plan, at least using these guys to make tokens. Okay, so first strike. So he's gonna retain some damage back. So I'm gonna hold off until I can get 1 more mana so I can Dire Fleet into my own Queen's Commission. So basically we're kinda racing for damage at this point. Let's see where opponent has to drop. Okay, this opponent's taking his time. He knows he has to drop a creature, it's just a question of what. He can't just keep on holding things back, because if we keep on trading, I will still keep netting 2 on him. So another Queen's Commission. So I really want that other mana now. I'm actually gonna hold off on the Lightning Strike a bit, because... Okay, so I'm gonna go into combat and swing with everyone. Let's see how he decides to block. If he double blocks carries, that's okay. So he's not gonna block, he's just gonna take the 4. Then it's gonna be a bit of a surprise. guess what? You're not the only one with vampires. So I'm able to hold off the board. I can hold off with Direfleet and hold off with this guy. So opponent didn't exactly get the removal heavy draw. Okay, one more mana we can actually start drawing cards. But I really want black mana right now. So opponent is not quite gonna use Shafet yet, so this is for something else. Something big. Champion of Dusk, he's gonna draw several cards out of the process. Nice. Drop down to 5. So let's see how. So he's holding back enough blockers. So let's see if we can get enough damage through. Okay, still not the land I wanted. So I'm going to commit to combat. Let's see. Let's swing with everything. So now let's see how our opponent blocks. He's definitely gonna block the tokens 1:1. He might try to eliminate Carry Zev. Okay, no, he's gonna try to eliminate the Direfleet Daredevil. 1 token there. He really should go 1:1. Okay, he's gonna go 1:1. So I can kinda nuke his board. Especially with a well-timed lightning strike. And oh, did I mention that Direfleet Daredevil has first strike? So not too bad. So I can start drawing cards. I really want that black mana now though. Opponent is, well, he did refill his hand. He actually helped me a bit by, well, he did help himself with Champion of Dusk based on the cards in his hand, but he also helped me a bit as well. So now he has to play multiple creatures just to keep up with Carry Zev. They need to have more toughness to avoid getting nuked by my first strikers. And did I mention all of them have first strike? Actually, I could splash white here and just use Path of Metal. That okay. So he's gonna take out Carry Zev. Not too bad. So I need to drop. So I need to get Forerunner, and I need to start getting bigger threats. I have to assume that he has a decent amount of Let's see. Direfleet just gets me another Queen's Commission. Okay, something I can jump through. So combat, attack. So I'm probably just gonna end. Okay, he's gonna block. He's not gonna. So he doesn't take too much damage. So let's see what cards he has. So I need to hold up the shock, and I need to start drawing cards. This is a lot of red mana that. Well, I still kind of need it, but maybe not this much. Opponent still. He's got plenty of mana to do stuff. He's got plenty of cards to do stuff too. We've managed to hold him off so far with just our creatures. Yet another Queen's Commission, so let that resolve. Let's see what he does. He probably can swing in. It's not gonna endanger his life total in the slightest. He could actually be afraid I'm holding multiple lightning strikes. I really wish I am. So my only fear is that he has a way to pump. Okay, so I was just saying he has a way to pump, and they're now vigilant. So combat, attack. He's gonna swing. He's gonna get his 2 life back. I could shock it just now, but I'm going to. I need the cards more. So let's not forget to draw that. Otherwise, I would have held up 6 mana for. There's our black mana. Okay, so now we're actually. Okay. There's no point aiming for the Queen's Commission because. And take action. Now is the correct time to go for Direfleet Neckbreaker because our creatures mostly have first strike. So we're gonna go into combat. We're going to attack. Actually, we could, if I attack, I just take out one of these 2/2s. He might try to go for the multi-block. Let's see. If he thinks he's clever, he's gonna try to multi-block. He's playing it safe. So I'm just gonna take the damage. Now I can just play Direfleet Daredevil, get nothing out of it. Well, I do get to ping him for one, so that does nothing. So I'm gonna end the turn here. So we now have, so we can start chump blocking a little bit. We also got a shock to go as well. So let's see what our opponent does. You have to remember, if he plays a Legion Lieutenant, I kind of have to shock one of his guys now, because shock is not gonna answer this guy. He's gonna be a 3/3. Yeah, he probably should have gone Shephet Dunes. No, he didn't have the mana for Shephet Dunes. No, he did. So another Legion Lieutenant. So these guys are 4/4s. I can get 4/4s out of these guys with Direfleet Neckbreaker. So unfortunately, I will have to... Okay, this is going to be a bit of a race. He's going to go back up to 15. I can get him down to 12. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, short. No, he's going to block it anyway. Martyr Dusk. So this is what... So these are all the cards he managed to get. And these guys only work on attack, so I have to swing with these two. Okay, so at least the life linkers are gonna be out of the way in this case. I'm just gonna... So I need to... I'm gonna throw the rigging runner in front of the bus. So let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I need to throw 2 creatures under the bus. And hopefully get another black mana or some creature of sorts. If he decides to actually pump his whole team, yeah, I will lose my Direfleet Neckbreaker. So this one's actually a close one, but I'm at the point where I'm really running out of gas. He's down to his last card now. Hopefully it's something else other than pumping or removing a... Okay, it's cast out. Well, it's not too bad actually. I wasn't planning to block with him. So I have to chump these two. Yeah, there's no heads or tails around it. So I'm down to 2. I can get up to 4 if I get black mana. Kitesail Freebooter is not gonna do it. I can try to draw cards, but that still only gets me Kitesail Freebooter. And I run the risk of not being able to play anything if I don't Kitesail. However, I'm going to lose if I don't anyway, so... let's see what the computer has up for me. Well, it is the mana I figured, but It's one turn too late. So this one's not gonna do much. I can chump block with the entire team and I'm still gonna lose. So yeah, that was a good. It's a bit annoying, but that's a good. But that is but that's it for us. I'm going to really call this one up for wraps. Yeah, we did much better when it was earlier, but now it looks like today is not the day for. And look at that, our consolation prize is a white-black deck. Anyway, so it looks like today is not the day for white-black aggro. So give me a sec. I'm going to take a look at I'm going to take a look at our deck and deck stats. We did make a few I did make a change or two if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to make sure that one gets implemented. So sideboard, scrap heap. Yeah, a braid fighter. So put all the braid. Okay, so yep, made the. Okay, hold on, just a little bit of a glitch. Session timeout, refresh session. Okay, that's just basically deck stats. I kept it open for quite a while. So yeah, we're gonna save this one. So we're now gonna take a look. How are we going to improve this? Which might honestly be a problem. So this was the deck where we last left off. We're gonna actually try to run a few edits here. So we're gonna. So let's back that up later. So this was our deck. Again, those are supposed to be Dragon Skull summits. I just never got around to getting them. Could the deck have run better with them? I suppose so, because our deck has a lot of mana issues here. I guess that and Canyon Slow would have worked. In fact, let's just make those changes right now. So Canyon Slow. Yeah, we need a few extra black sources, so I'm not gonna go all in on the Canyon Slow because those come into play tapped. But I will put 3 copies of them in. So pretty much all the issues that we've had seem to be mana based. We definitely want early red, but we do need black in the ends, and just having a ton of mountains is not gonna kind of do it for us. If you want, you can actually fix the mana issues further by using Aether hubs, glint sleeve siphoners. Okay, they're not pirates. Something we could do, but there is something we could use. Meanwhile, I know I did the pirates check before. I'm just gonna do one additional shot, but I sincerely doubt there's gonna be anything decent we can use here. I suppose if we could do a more controlling route, there is this guy here. It's a 2/2. If we attack, we can make our opponent discard a card. It actually would help in some matchups. I guess you can actually ditch like the more expensive Karizev's expertise in the Sorcerer's Spyglass in favor of that, or we can just ditch the unlicensed disintegrations for that. So. And there is a reason for that. One is that we never could find a decent matchup. Basically, Doomfall would have worked better because it exiles. Okay, this should not be a shock. Fight with Fire carries and license. Yeah, that's supposed to be Kitesail Freebooter. Yeah, let's put that one here. Yeah, definitely want the full playset of that. So I probably would drop the Sorceress Spyglass as well. We never got around to using Kari Zevs. I guess the last matchup would have been a good place to use it. Kind of got hung up in too much of the synergy. Probably Metallic Mimic would have been the first ones to go. Actually, I think Metallic Mimic's really more of a win more. Aside, the only real positive interactions with Fathom Fleet Captain, it doesn't even interact well with the Monkey, which is not a pirate. So I guess we can actually just drop that altogether. So what would we add in its stead? We could double down on the Poisoner and Daredevil. We could add another Fathom Fleet Captain. But what we seem to be lacking is a bit of a long game. We have either a long game or card draw. So let's look for that in black red. Though I'm pretty sure we're going to get the usual suspects. Cathartic Reunion. Discard 2 cards, draw 3. That might be too much. Maybe Tormenting Voice would be a good fit. Blood Divination. This one would be really great, but I'm a bit low to... Considering we need our creatures to hit our opponent, I'm a bit low to do that. Not Dark Intimidations. There's some... Wait. Costly Plunder, similar situation, though it does give us an option to sacrifice artifacts. Maybe not. Live Fast. I guess you could do Live Fast in combination with Aether Hubs as a way to fix your mana. That's another strategy you could use. It's weird. Painful Lesson. No, this is... No, not great enough. In fact, Pirate's Pillage might be slightly better. Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. If you're gonna keep the Unlicensed Disintegration, this is one way you can get additional card draw. Okay. Recover is probably more useful. We could actually put the Memorial to Folly here. We are kind of stretching our mana a bit though. Sourceful Return. Return target creature from graveyard to hand if you control an artifact. Draw a card. Would I rather have that or a 1 mana sorcery that does the same thing? Interesting. Eldest Reborn could be a better substitute for Doomfall, but we're trying to keep the mana cost down, so that's out. So Scorpion God. Whenever kinda off team. Also not gonna survive rotation. It's also kinda expensive, so no. Yeah, so we could do... So that is another interesting solution. So what we can do is we can Live Fast in Aether Hub, but that will make the deck more expensive actually, no. Lost Legacy... Not quite. So... I guess Implement of Malice might be the better... No, wait. No, not Implement of Malice. No, the other one. Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. That's the one that we could use, I guess. Dismissive Pyromancer is also a good way to go through our deck. It is an option. So right now we're looking over things that we can use to help our card draw issue. I think in the end it's probably just Tormenting Voice. That's the simplest one. We can even plan ahead for it. In fact, we can even plan ahead with it because we don't need that much mana to get things running. So I actually did not include the fight with fire here. Hold on. What did I remove here? Carries F's expertise, Scrap Heap Scrounger, Abrade. Oh yeah, I removed it for Dead Eye Tormentor. Okay. So we got our 4 offs. It's also possible that Tormenting Voice should actually just be in the sideboard. Move 1 Abrade to main. And just go full on 4 shocks. That's probably that might be a lot better, I guess. Again, mileage may vary here, but this is gonna be my final version of the deck. So, at the very least, we've explored what the general issues are here. Normally, it would be the need for so much colored mana early in the game, the need to have both colors early in the game. Our mana distribution, so we're now skewed even more towards red, which I'm loath to adjust because if I add more, because we got hurt last time with not drawing enough swamps. I could actually, well, there is actually one way around it, but it's kind of risky. I can just drop one mountain and add the black card. Probably move the Kitesail Freebooter to main. Then add another Doomfall. Probably will not make... It actually makes our deck a bit scarier because we're running bare minimum 22 lands. Yeah, this is what I'm more willing to go with. So this is some ultimate super risky. I don't guarantee any wins with this, but this is pretty much how I would do the deck. And truth be told, even if I didn't win out that much, having to go through this deck twice, I still enjoyed the journey somewhat. Maybe something you guys can improve on, or maybe something that improves on with rotation when I don't have to worry about the Scarab God again. I'm already naming all of them. They're all just annoying. Or when I don't have to deal with Teferi and Approach again, whatnot. I will lose a bunch of cards, but not as much. So anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you'd like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's go back to our splash screen. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Speaking of which, next time we will go back to our normal, so we will do a monocolored deck again after we do our draft. Again, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time.